Brat, the very first champion off Grand Champion Day, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, two-time Best in Show and Time Gamest in Show. Cards Bay, Register of Merit.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Champion Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat and let's talk dogs.
Okay, I'm ready,
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining, controversial hunts. Enter with the legends and ask questions and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most researchers in the hunt, going hard Kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Brat, the very first champion off Grand Champion May Day, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, two-time Best in Show and two-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion, What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Bird. So pull up a seat and let's talk dogs.
You on, man? What's up, everybody? Good evening, good evening. All you doggers out here, today's Friday, we're gonna be doing some dogging tonight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For everybody out there, thanks for coming, stopping by. My name is Going Hard Twin 2. I got my second sitting close by, Twin 1.
Mic check, mic check.
There it is. Hey, fellas, we're going to be doing some interesting things tonight. We're going to be doing an interview with Paper Chase Snipe with his champion Jigga. We're going to go over a little things that we left off at our last show when we were talking about things on the yard. You know, we only got through some of those things. Today we're going to go a couple more of those things before we get up into our bringing Jigga on board. He's got a good show here, guys. It's going to be real interesting. You're going to like it. So sit back and let's talk dog. One of the main things we want to go back to is back on that yard, guys. Yeah, I'm back on that yard. Situation on the yard. Remember we were talking about the quality of dogs and the expected value of each chain space? Quick walkthrough. Remember every dog on the house? Hey, that's expense. That's time. Cleaning up shit, feeding, worming. Make sure you got the right dog you feed, picking up shit on, okay? We went over this little thing here, okay, once you get into the game about the things other guys do. Big players go out and buy show dogs, normal players go out and buy puppies. I'm picking a line or a cross and start up with that. And then you got some like that I came in with. I had a bunch of dogs, didn't have a clear vision, just wanted to have some dogs. That's not the way to go. That last one, guys, just got dogs, only clear fact. That's the only clear fact, you're not going to be a success, trust me. Remember? You're going to have puppies or you're going to have match dogs. Again, beautiful dog over there to your right. The other thing that we talked about again was the housing, the maintenance, and the caring and the security. There are housing, different types of house, the way you house them. Remember I told you about one of the most important things was security. So many that will suffer the thieves. With that security, hey, sometimes it's better to have less dogs and security than to have a bunch of dogs and no security. So take that in note. You will pay in the long run. You might mess around there and take your best dog. So before you get big with the things that's going to be able to house your dogs, take care of your dogs, and secure your dogs. We talked about medicine, all that equipment. Take another good look at that medicine. You need that medicine. Everything on there. case you have an emergency, dog get loose, dog, you know, you want to clean your dogs up. When you get done messing them up, you want to have the right stuff to do it with. Again, before you have a bunch of dogs, get the stuff to have a bunch of dogs. Real important. And we also talked about the maintenance and, you know, those were like the shit disposal. One of the biggest questions I asked you guys last week was, you got these dogs, where y'all put y'all shit at? You know, I had a bunch of dogs, so I didn't run around with a bucket. I had one of those things set up every 5 dogs. But I live in Florida. I don't have a freeze factor. But I also showed, you know, the disposals, you know, that you can have a disposal up north and in those cold areas. You just have to get below the freeze area. We talked about microscopes, learning how to use a microscope, the equipment, the tools, and the hardware. We kind of touched bases, and then we stepped off of that. So let's step up into this. Just a few things I want to go over before we move on. Okay, so let's try to just go to here. Microscopes. Microscopes are very important, people. You gotta have that microscope. That microscope is a very piece of real good equipment. It can tell you a lot of things. Your puppy's a little sick, you get the little thing, scoop the little thing up in the little button, put it down there on the thing. You can put that thing in the microscope and literally see coccidia. You can see worm eggs. Those are the main things, so you don't be worming unnecessary dogs. You know what I mean? Or you worm the dog one time and then you think you got all the worms. That's what that microscope is good for. You gotta have the microscope. Look around eBay, Amazon. Those things don't cost a lot of money, people. They don't cost a lot of money. That's a very piece of good equipment, man. You know, I was learning how to check the blood, you know. So it wasn't hard to, you know, I didn't really get down into the specifics because, you know, I didn't really think I needed to. But in this time, yeah, I would go back there and learn how to put the blood samples under the microscope and be able to count those platelets to know when your dog is running low on the blood count. Again, the most important part of all that was with the microscope is, remember, you're not wasting worm medicine. Worm medicine is very expensive. You got to go out there with the microscope. You get samples. Like I said, I used to have a big old box where I would get samples, mark off, and then go in there and spend half the day checking dog shit, you know, looking for worms. It comes in handy. You run a regimen of worming on your dog. No, I got to go do it next week or a week after, and thinking that's going to clear your problem. No, you want certified answers, then you get your microscope. Test your shit. Learn to know what the hookworm look like. Learn to know what the hookworm egg look like. Learn what coccidia looks like. Learn what Gardidia is. Learn tapeworms, whipworms. See, with that microscope, you're not going to waste worm medicine. And you're not going to be missing out, wasting worm medicine by doing treatment and still having worms because you're not checking your shit. With a microscope, that eliminates that extra trip to the vet or that extra guess that you're using when you're trying to figure out what you're going to do next. Very important, guys. Let's move on. Equipment. We touched bases with the equipment. As you see, I don't have an electric mill up there because you don't need an electric mill out there on the yard. You want to have a treadmill. You want to have some type of mill that when your dog gets a certain age, when your dogs get a certain age, you got to teach them dogs how to have a drive. Most guys don't, they see the dogs out on the chain, or they grow up, and we sit them out there. Or, you know, I'm a dog lover. Everything I did was 100%. Everything I did. I love the dogs. I'm trying to tell you guys, it takes love to do the shit that I did. I couldn't keep a wife. I couldn't keep a family. But I didn't care because, you know, I had the dogs. You know, one thing about me and my dogs, they didn't ever talk back. And they worked hard and tried to win for me. I think that's what made me a little successful. I'm not gonna call myself successful. You guys showed me that my work was, worthy. And I thank you guys for doing that. Treadmills come in real handy. You want to have a treadmill that can give you power, and then you can have a treadmill to give you that exercise like the slate mill. I like putting puppies on that the more of a carpet mill because it makes them easier to learn before you put them on that big old slap mill, and they don't want to respond as well as they would on that carpet mill. It comes in handy. You want a treadmill that you can put brakes on, that you can sit them down into inside that box right there, and there's other work you can do. You can do a lot of dry work using the mill. That one mill, like you see the little carpet mill there, it comes in handy because the puppies can run on that little carpet mill. And when they're running on it, they're not hearing that whining sound of the slap mill. They're learning how to move on it. And then at the same time, you want to incorporate the rag, the cowhide, something to really get that puppy's drive up. Remember, it's not you trying to put your puppy in shape, guys. This is not what you're putting him on the mill for. You're putting him on the mill to practice and work on his drive, his will to please you. It's all about dog training. I'm a dog trainer. But I like to see my puppies love me. I like me to be able to put that rag down and have them so used to it that when you put them on that little carpet mill, it's not even a wake-up call because they're so stuck on that rag that I've been working with them with as they were growing up. See, you work with the litter together until the litter becomes where you can't work them together. And then you just start taking that little rag, it's the same little rag because it's got everybody sit on it. And you put the little puppy on the little mill, let him stand there for a minute, let him figure it out. But as soon as you put that rag in front of him, something he's used to seeing, oh, I used to fight everybody for it, now it's all mine. Bam! You're going to see him start walking at it. And once he realizes there's nothing there to hurt him, he's going to want that rag. But it's the rag that's going to influence him because you were already teaching him to drive when you were flirting with the other puppies when they were young with the towel, the rag. I like to use, if you can find some cowhide. Cowhide stripped off a cow. That's the best thing to use, man. It worked out. It worked out great. The slap mill. We go back to the slap mill. Remember I told you about the brake? See how big that slap mill is? You notice how it sits down and tight, like inside those walls? Put that slap mill on the lockdown. There's a reason why you want to put them on lockdown. This is something I used to do. Remember, guys, I train dogs. And you see the one to the right, the one with the handle on it. See that? Now take that right there and start working. See those little objects? You work your little puppies with all those little things over there. That's what I call driving. Drive training. You're working with your dog. You ain't got to put him in front of another puppy. You ain't got to, what I call baiting. You know what I mean? When you have so much other equipment to get your puppies. You got a hot puppy, then you'll have a better drive with that puppy if you give him something to bite on. Take notes of all the little pieces of equipment, guys. We're not training our dog to attack people. We're training him how to bite. I'm teaching him how to bite. Look at the way that handle is with that hand. You're taking that thing and you're putting him right inside that box. You're putting it right inside that treadmill, right there. He's not running, but you can go in there and have him hooked to it and literally put that arm, that sleeve inside that puppy and let him grab it. As you see, it's at a V angle. So when he bites, you can pet him on the head. Bite, you pet him on the head. You want to drive. You want to work on the young dog's drive. That's very important. Even when it comes to the biting. See that thing right there? I have my puppy down in there. I used to put an extra chain on their neck. So when he gave me a good bite, I would take him and pat him on the head and be real excited. I would be so excited. Oh yeah. That's a boy. He know. Okay, he's pleasing me. I'm pleasing him. So I'm gonna really bite. You know what I mean? That's how I taught my puppies how to bite. I didn't use flirt poles and all that. I used biting equipment. If I wanted one to bite harder, when I said bite, I would pull his collar. I would pull his chain. Remember, he's on a slap meal. He's not running. I got it locked. So we're concentrating on me and him about how he's biting this thing I got in my hand. Okay? He bited good, he get the smooth. Yeah, boy. But if I want him to bite harder, I grab the chain and pull him forward because he can't go but so far, and I'll push his head up. Bite! That's my little correction. Bite! Okay? And that would get him to, okay, I got it now, because as soon as he do it, oh, good boy. He learns. We're learning how to communicate with each other. We're learning how to have drive. That you're teaching him how to have that emotion and motivation to please me. And I'm getting the things that I need out of him. I'm teaching him how to get on the meal, stand on the meal. And once I get that thing going to the point where they loving that shit, guys. It's one thing to put them on there and let them chase and go after it, but it's even a sweeter thing to sit there and let them work on biting and shaking and moving when you want them to move. Teach them how to do it for you. Very important. Then we had the weight pull stuff. Young dogs, I don't really do a lot of pulling on. I can get that out of the meal work, just getting them to do a little work on the meal, that's all. Just want to get them some exercise while they're sitting out there on the chain. You remember that young dogs, everybody be like, I throw my old young puppies out there, let them sit. I don't let my puppies sit out there. I damn near let anything sit on my yard. That means all of us ain't got nothing to do while we sitting here waiting. While you're growing your yard, those are things for you to do. Not grabbing the puppy and putting him in front of the other puppy. You know what I mean? Some young guys, y'all be so new in the game that y'all sit there and do it. And let me tell you something. Every time you do that puppy, you taking a bit of fight out of him. Every time you do that puppy, you take a bit of fight out of him. You're not giving them nothing to work for. You're putting them under too much pressure. You're not giving them a chance to grow. They got to win on everything they do. There's no thing of failure when you're raising a puppy. He should not fail in anything. You should not be too excited. That's not the only way you can build a dog's drive, by putting dogs in front of him and watching him act crazy. Give him some work. When he want to act crazy, you give him some work. That's where you guys are making a mistake. Look at him, boy. But what is he getting? And then some of you guys, every other day, you want to bring your friends over and show you your little puppies can fight. That's one fight out of him. Okay. After two of them, you don't look for him to be a grand champion. After you do stupid shit like that about 2 or 3 times, don't look for your dog to be a grand champion. I don't care how good he is. I don't care how crazy he act. If you abuse a puppy to turn out to be a good dog, you're going to pay for your behavior. You're going to pay. Believe me, I've seen it happen too many times with good dogs. That one night that they had that rough night and they barely won it, then the next time you take them out, the effort wasn't there because you left it back there at the yard when he was a puppy. Pay attention. I know what I'm talking about. Put a little weight on those older dogs. This comes in real handy. Some people put tires. Me, I used to pick the big log chain. Now, I'm not trying to get him to grunt and grind. What I'm trying to get him to do is get used to pulling objects behind him, where he can pull and don't get excited. Another thing about the drive. Remember I said drive? Now, I got the same puppies that's growing up off that meal. Now I'm hooking them to this harness. All I need is my drive catcher. The things he grew up on. Let's go, baby. Get it. I'm going to reward him. But I got to show him that he got to work to get awarded. He wants to bite the shit out of the sleeve because he knows I'm loving it. Oh, yes, he knows what I do when he does those things. So he's going to love that. That helps the drive. This is now I'm putting him on here and he's pulling shit. I want him to get this damn thing. Get it, boy. But I'm not going to make it easy for him. I'm going to make him work for it. I'm going to make him work for it. And when he get there and put his mouth on it, when he put it on, I'm going to feel it. And when he grab it and I'm going to feel it, I'm going to, yeah. Now he's going to be, regardless of what I put behind him now on that tracer, he's going to pull it because his mind ain't focused on what's behind him no more. His mind is continually being focused on me and his drive, that prey instinct. I'm building on it. I'm not bored, y'all. He's not bored. This is how you want to treat your yard. This is things you do when you just start off from the beginning and don't know nothing. There ain't no more journals where you can sit around and listen to the stories and learn a lot of shit that the journal offered. Or maybe you can put your earphones in, tune in to Go On Hard Talk Show and walk around there with your yard, looking at your dogs. Things, you'll never know what you're going to pick up over here with me. But the most important thing that I'm going to tell you guys dealing with these dogs, don't let them do a lot of this shit on their own. You can there's been a lot of bad dogs out there that just grow up just to be badasses. But I'm going to tell you something. I've always had an edge, and y'all can say what you want. I can tell you the proof. I'm always looking for an edge. I'm not saying I'm with the world I ain't got. I'm just telling you what I know. Drive training helps. I was in a match down there 3 hours deep in. Knowing I'm losing. Knowing I'm going to lose him. But when I called for mine, and my man couldn't call for his, he couldn't call for his. That was the change of the whole show. When I called for mine, mine came up ready to please me. That's what won it. Mine was able to come up and please me because he had the drive. He was trained. He seen me right there. He knew when I called on him what I needed him to do. And what he did, he won a hell of a match. You know, it was a great show, man. It was a great show. And look, I lost that dog, but that dog will always become part of my stories. Always will become part of my story because he was the one that said, I can take a pace keep with the ability these other dogs have. They can go in there and smash it. Well, I ain't one of them. But I'm going to show you your keep work. Ain't too many times that I didn't have to go out there into the damn desert to win one. But the time that I did, when all my shit was tested, when it really needed to be tested, guess what? Everything I'm talking about right now, guys, from that pace and the teaching of that drive, showed me what bulldogging is because it meant a lot to watch that boy get up and do that thing. It took a lot for that boy to be outclassed. It was outclassed. He was on a great one. But it was that little edge that made the difference. Let's talk about dedicated time, guys. I want y'all to read that. I want y'all to read it and pay real close attention because that's one of them things, man, you got to look at clearly. The sacrifice for your yard is deep. The things that you got to sacrifice. The time that you got to put in. What time you go to work tomorrow? What time do you get up and feed your dog? What time do you get off? What time you got to feed your dogs? Where your wife at? What time you got to go get her? Most important thing is these are things that you got to figure out, and you got to figure them out quick. Because it's so important to be on a regularly, timely, planning, and working schedule. It's everything. If you can do that and present your life in a way that you know you got a wife, you know you got kids, You know you got all them damn dogs. You know you gotta go to work. You got a lot of shit to do, bruh. You gotta sit down and map that shit out. Because you wanna keep a good yard under control, get up every morning at 5 o'clock and go out there and take care of your yard. How many can literally say they do that? I can tell you, the real dog men do that. The real doggers do that. You know what I'm saying? You got regularly timing. You understand what it means? To get up on a regular basis at 5 o'clock. They're going to take care of your yard. If you got a lot of dogs, it might take you an hour and a half. You got a few dogs, it might take an hour. That's in the morning. You ain't going to be putting no dog on the meal and running around there doing a little extra work before you go to work. You usually do that shit after you get off work. You better still give yourself enough time to get your coffee. Get your coffee in you. You know what I'm saying? Get your juice, kiss your wife, see your kids off to school, then you go to work. When you come home, you're dealing with the same situation. You're back at home and you got some things to do and things get all right. You know, things will be all right. You know what I mean? So, this is one of the things you're going to understand. You see, I'm standing on this a little long because, see, this one here, that timing thing, it plays a big part. Like I said, guys, I went through a lot of wives. They just couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't handle it. I mean, you know, the dogs was taking up too much of my time. And it caused me a problem. You know what I mean? Motivation. Motivation to succeed. Many guys can't say they have a champion or grand champion on their yard. You know what I mean? Been in the dog game for a while and you still ain't got a champion or grand champion on the yard. But those are the guys that's not focused. If you gonna be focused, if I'm gonna have a champion or grand champion, then I have to be focused. I have to maintain my focus and have the motivation to have to get up in the morning, feed some dang dogs, clean up some dog shit. Then I have to make that time to get to work, come home, and be able to take care of my wife, take care of my kids, and try to keep everybody happy. Because when it boils down to it, my motivation, I'm going to tell you the truth, it's on the goddamn yard. I'm just being honest with you. Many days I looked at my wife sitting there talking dog or getting up and going out and being out there them long hours in them shows and conditioning and looking at her knowing she disappointed in me because I ain't got the time for her. You know what I mean? But one damn thing about it, this was me. You know, every one of mine knew what they was getting into. And they was like, you love me more than you love them. You don't love me like you love them dogs. Well, here's the thing, though. I ain't fucking a dog. So that's not a true statement. I mean, I love the hell out of you, but you can't share my love for my dogs. That's the fucking problem. You understand what I mean? I'm going to keep on scratching the wind. Love her or not, I'm going to scratch the wind. I'm sorry. You knew what you was getting into with me. And I hope you didn't come in here trying to change me because that was never going to happen. I had two of my wives leave me because they was like either me or the dog. Are you trying to make me make them kind of choices? Me? Guess what? Guess what happened? You already know what happened. So your woman should have to come to you and give you that kind of ultimatum. I mean, especially if you're a real man. You know what I'm saying? A real dog man. Your woman love me, you love me for who I am and what I am. If you try to change that for your narrative, you're going to have a problem because I am not fucking those dogs. You know what I mean? Your wife can't understand that. Your wife, woman, girlfriend, whatever the hell you want to call it. She can't get that part right there. She put in the work too. The thing is, there's a different kind of work. You can't take what's mine on this side, You know what I'm saying? Because you want more. I mean, it'll never happen. Stay focused, guys. All that shit coming through your world, the job, your wife, your kids, your money. But you got all these damn dogs out here to depend on you. They don't come off the chain and knock on the door and say, you didn't feed me this morning. Like a woman come up in the house and be like, I want some quality time down on them dogs. I don't give a damn about them dogs. Okay? That's where we at now. Come on, follow it. Follow it. Second thing we're going to go on into, patience. You have to be able to wait for the end results. And that goes from raising a puppy all the way down to you getting a 14, 15-month-old dog. You just get him on the yard. First thing you ready to do is look at him. You done looked at his papers, down the dog. You're looking at the papers. First thing you want to do is look at him. Slow down. Slow down. There's so many other things. Follow your role. Follow your role, fellas. You got to follow your role. Patience is one of the most important things. You got to have patience with your dog. You learn patience with those dogs, believe me, you will have patience with everybody to come behind that, because you really can't lose no patience on the dog. Because they're not the ones hollering at you talking about, I won't. They're not the ones putting the expectation on you like everybody else at the house. That's patience. You learn patience with your dog, you can go home and have patience with everybody else. Because your eagerness of not being patient, it's going to fall on the yard, it's going to fall in on your house, in your kids, in your job. So I always found the easiest way to learn how to deal with patience is to be patient with my dogs. Patience was everything to me. It was so hard to do now. That's one of the hardest things to do, is to have patience. It is, because I'm ruthless. I'm a ruthless man on my yard. My expectations are, if you don't make it, you are gone. I have no other choice but to be patient, because I'm not giving them a fair chance. If I don't give them a fair chance, I have failed them. Because my lack of patience, my lack of sitting back and letting it go and have that motivation to carry it to the end. I guarantee you, in the end, guys, you're going to have the winners that you're looking for. There's a pattern to this. And when you can maintain that pattern, it follows you on every fucking stage of these dogs that you do. Every stage. I didn't say go pick up a book and read a journal and brag about your dog. Make your dog fit his papers. If you can make your dog fit his papers, because he's bred like that. He's bred to do that. You just have to make him and help him get there. So many guys make so many mistakes that they never get the dog there. So many of them don't make it there because of their lack of patience. One of the most important things, y'all, as I close this thing down to the end, then we're going to get in bulldog country, y'all, is to keep it real. Keeping it real. Let me just go over here and let y'all see the look in my face. So when I say this, you a real dog, man, then you got to keep it real. Only the real ones, and we come like this. You have a whole bunch of these other motherfuckers, but you got only a small handful of a man in this dog gang that knows how to keep it real. I try to keep it real. I keep it so damn real, you don't like me sometimes, because I keep it real. Man, kill that shit. Don't you waste another kibble on that piece of shit. I'm keeping it real, though. It might not be your opinion. Twin, what you think? Rich, you been standing here and lie to the man? Let me keep it real. Man, I'd have been shot that shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, why you pick that motherfucker up, man? Why you stop that motherfucker from stopping? Why you stop him from stopping? Keep it real. You asked me, what you think about what last time I saw him, man? That's twice you picked him up, man, when you know I saw what you saw. I'm just wondering why you picking him up. You scared to see the truth? Never be too big to lose. See, most of you guys, y'all talk bigger than your dog is. Y'all talk y'all dogs into shit. Dog don't know how to write or read. Y'all talk y'all dogs into being, you know, you done said so much hallelujah shit about your dog. When you get around all your boys, you know what I'm saying? He start looking crazy. First thing you run to do is run out there and grab him. You don't want everybody to see you look bad. Well, don't look bad. Don't look bad, because you ain't gonna look bad. You got it all wrong. You got it all wrong, guys. It's never too big to lose. You're gonna lose a lot more at home. Will keep you winning out there. I lose at home. I lose a lot at home. But when I go out there, all my home and at home, I'm not gonna lose too many out there. My numbers, my record will prove it, guys. I always kept it real. And if I lost, I lost. I don't come back with excuses. Hey, I made some dumbass mistakes in my world. I made some dumb mistakes, guys. But guess what? Because of my mistakes I lost, okay, then guess what? I'm gonna accept that. I'm gonna accept what is fact. I'm going to accept what is fact. The fact is I lost, regardless of what it was. I lost. I didn't beat him right. I traveled wrong. I missed a lot of things. The whole, don't matter what all that other shit is. The fact is that you lost. So many guys get out here in these matches, when they lose, they got 19,000 reasons why they lost. And for some of those guys to pay people to do your dog, you know, condition your dog to come out here and come back in there when the dog lose, you blame it on the conditioners, you got a lot of nerve. You got a lot of nerve. I don't care how much you spend. Because you ain't spending all that time. And if you got to worry about a man that you spending your money with to go out there and do what you should be doing, you got a lot of nerve to go back to that guy and say, man, I ain't like the way you condition, man. You look like you ran hot, man. Do it your damn self then. Get your legs ass out there and do it yourself, and let's see what your excuse is when you do it. No, I can't do it, then don't say nothing to me and let me do what I do. Give me that money. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. You want to give me? I lost one time. One time, guys, I lost one with somebody else's dog. I only lost one, and I conditioned a couple dogs out there for people. One, and took her to her championship. But I'm gonna tell you something about keeping it real. On the dog's third one, I told the boys after the second one, I didn't see her no more. They were like, what you mean? If you were paying attention, maybe you didn't see what I saw. But you need to take that and settle with the two, because that dog will quit. I said this after number 2, gentlemen. She'll quit. Take her home. No. About 3 or 4 months later, she's back. I'm trying to tell her, man, look, I saw some shit. And I didn't like it. And what I saw in number 3 is what I saw in number 2. I saw her do what she did in number 2, and she quit. Quit big as shit. First time I heard somebody say, hey man, what do you think her condition? Wait a minute, hold on now, y'all. I done won two of them with her. Told you after the second one, you got a cur there. She's a hell of a dog, and she can win a championship. If she get on the right one, she'll quit. Guess what? If she would have had a little bit more game than Center, she would have won that one, because she had done so much damage the other dog couldn't play no more. But because that little other dog gave up so much on her way out that she curved her. Seen it in the show when she turns. Oh, look at her. Look at her. The exact thing I saw in number 2. That's why they could have kept her home. But that's the only dog I ever lost with, guys. Everybody else's dog that I conditioned, I only lost with one match. Call out what is fake. Call it out. Call out what's fake and what's wrong, guys. Don't ever sit back and be quiet about that shit. You see it, you call it out. I don't give a damn if they put you out. You call it out. You call it out. You got your boy sitting up here giving out fake papers, call him out. You got to tell the world, call him out. Because if you're trying to be fake with that shit, you don't think he's trying to be fake with you? Or did y'all conspire and become fake together? The most weirdest shit happens in your kennel. The weirdest shit happens in your kennel when it comes to that fakery. That fakery and wrong shit. I got my boy over here keeping half my dogs over here on his yard. Okay? Now, turn around. I'm seeing little red and white puppies running around all over the damn city. And I know I'm the one with red and white dogs now. I gotta go over here and check the house. And just so happened one day I go by the house, I see him stuck to a bitch. It ain't my bitch. All due respect for a man to hold another man's dog and take care of his yard. It's really hard for a man to walk in on a yard that he didn't put his dogs on your yard. You know what I mean? And don't give you a right to do what you do. Unless he's paying you a real heavy dollar for keeping them dogs there, or is he just giving you enough money to feed the dogs and take care of the dogs? What is your payroll in this? Oh, you're just part of the game. So when we talk about that and you got guys over there with your dogs on their yard and over there reading your shit, rolling your shit, maybe you ain't doing your part in your gear and your shit. Maybe you ain't paying him enough to leave his hands off your dogs. Maybe you're not doing enough to do anything to keep him off keep his hands off your shit. You know? Don't stand down to no man or dog. Be right or be quiet. Bring it or leave it alone. Read that again, fella. I'm gonna give y'all a little second to read that. Because this is where it's getting down to the dog down dirty shit. Don't stand down to no man. Don't get yourself killed, bro. Don't stand down to no man. Don't get yourself killed. Or no dog. A man call you out, you ready to go get your dog? You gonna be scared of a dog? Hey, look. Let's be obvious here. Ain't nothing wrong with being. Look, if I can't beat you, man, why am I gonna go grab a dog to go in, like me and Pandy? Okay, okay. I ain't got nothing to beat Pandy on my yard. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that now. I know I never had a dog on my yard to beat Pandy, but if Pandy was to knock on my door and say, "Man, I want you to go with Pandy," I'll tell him, man. I'm gonna tell him no. I can't do that, bro. I can't beat that bitch. Nor can my dog. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? What's wrong with telling that man that? That man might go around the corner and tell everybody in the neighborhood, man, Twin just chickened out, man. He told me to my face, man, he didn't want my dog. Yes, I did. Because you got a badass dog. I wasn't going to bet with you than go out here and try to give you my money. That's an important thing. I'm going with you. You see what I'm saying? Look, stand down to no man. All you got to do is say no. You ain't got to argue with nobody about a damn thing. Man coming to you, want to match your dog. You got something to beat him, you hook it up. You ain't got nothing to beat him, shut up. Don't get into no goddamn shouting match over some shit like that. Trying to hold your manhood like you know what I'm saying, you a match dog your damn self. No, man, don't work like that. You gotta be smarter than your dog. Your dog do that kind of shit. Remember, you can take him off the chain and throw him in. He gonna fight everybody. You ain't that, you human. You're supposed to be smarter than this. This is where our games get messed up. This is where things go wrong at the show. All these little things I see all the time that happen when everything go wild at the show. It's because somebody didn't know how to keep their mouth shut. And somebody just got to be right. You give me a person who's right, and you give me a person that don't know how to keep their mouth shut, and I'll show you a problem. How many times y'all done seen it out there, guys? How many times y'all done seen that man grab his dog on the pickup because he's trying to save his dog, maybe because he didn't want to see him quit in front of everybody when he should have kicked all them other people out there down the house, but you and the man, and y'all let this damn raggedy piece of shit quit. But because he got all them other people around, he trying to hold a status. You know what I'm saying? Now we arguing because I picked my shit up. It's obvious my dog was gonna quit, but I wasn't gonna let my dog quit in front of none of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't now. Hell no. Then you shouldn't have had him at your spot. Bottom line, if you can't take the abuse of the game, because like I said, you're either gonna be right or you're gonna be quiet. If you right, what you gotta talk about? Most of the time, it's the person that ain't just got all the mouth. He gonna keep on talking. Care what you say. You sitting there trying to convince this person that you right, knowing you right, knowing this big mouth motherfucker don't care whether you right or wrong, he gonna try to get his point all over your shit. So next thing you know, what happens most of the time, fellas, we have a problem. Bring it or leave it alone, right? Either you got the weight to go get that motherfucker, you got the belief that I can beat this motherfucker, and don't care who it is, or you just leave the shit alone. Shut up. Walk off. That's how you do it. This is how I was able to maintain and have so many dog men that liked me. I didn't go barking up at anybody that bought me on that yard. I didn't go barking at their ass. I wasn't trying to be better than them. I didn't care about all that shit. I got my own yard and things to worry about. Being better than somebody don't win matches, y'all. Especially if you're matching to the person you claiming you better than. You know? Oh, because I'm running around here barking and saying it to everybody. Now this man knocking at my door. You know what I mean? Now I got to go deal with this person that's supposed to be my friend because he's knocking at my door. Ain't never too big to tell him no, man. If I been on your yard, man, I done seen your yard, man. I ain't trying to be better than you. I ain't trying to be bigger than you. I'm trying to be me. This is my yard. Don't nobody take care of these motherfuckers but me. But I can tell that man, no, go. That's all good, man. And if you got a problem with me, bro, hey, I apologize. Whatever the fuck I did to you. I might have said something. I might have called your dog a curry. Even though it's the truth, it might hurt because she did quit. You just don't want nobody to call your dog a curry when it quit. You know what I mean? You're going to get mad at me because I called your shit a curry. Come on, y'all. Let's be real about this. Keep it real. Keep it real. Let's say it again one more time, y'all. Keep it real. Never too big to lose. Accept what is fact. Call out what is fucking wrong. Don't stand down to no man, no dog. Be right or be quiet. Bring it or leave it alone. I'm goddamn it, Socrates could tell you that shit. Come on now. Feel it? Be it. Now here's the next thing, y'all. Y'all gonna love this part. Or y'all gonna really love this part. Most inexpensive thing you can do to be a successful dog man. It's one of the most inexpensive things you can do and be a success in this dog game. Your competitive edge lies on how well you call a dog. I'm gonna y'all look at that. Read it one more time so when I click back over here to you guys, y'all can see this in my face. When I sit down and put one down, and that mug, I'm sitting here watching two of my boys hanging out. Somebody's gonna go to the box and somebody's gonna be a loser today. It ain't costing me a damn dime. It's saving me time. Cause we quit. It just saved me some time. It saved me some money. I ain't gotta worry about that change space today. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to see your shit quit. Everybody said Twin call his dogs hard. Twin can put two good dogs on them and both of them could probably win out there, but you know, one gonna be better than the other. And once he go down, Twin don't mess with him no more. Twin leave him there. Twin leave his dog there. Twin make his dogs quit. This is what Twin makes his dog quit. But what about the dogs that don't quit going to the same shit? What do we got to say to them? What are we supposed to do with them? I put dogs through shit that come across that box, even still. And just because this motherfucker quit, I got to be the one wrong. I'm not doing it too hard. I fall too hard. Guess what? That's probably why I didn't lose too much money out there in those shows. I'm just being honest with you. I have a competitive edge because I done weeded out all the bullshit. I done took care of all the goddamn thinking. I done took care of all the wondering if. Care how he was bred. Give a damn about his breeding. I don't give a fuck about how he look. He can look like a hound dog. If he get up, when I call on him, remember this motherfucker, I didn't put the drive in him. I didn't put the time in him. I didn't put the work in him. I didn't put damn near 18 months in this shit. And he gets down there and he goes down. Now, when you go down my yard, you're never going to get matched in my yard. I don't give a damn how good you was. No, that could have been a match. I'm on a down dog already. No, nothing saving on my yard. Now, here's the next thing. After you didn't go down, now we got to see if you even got a change space to go back to. That's just how it is. It's not costing me shit. It's saving me. It's saving me. Like I said, in the very beginning, that's what I tell y'all. I done seen more dogs lose and quit on my yard than I seen win. Because I do call hard. I do call hard. Give a damn. Don't care who's standing there. Everybody get a chance to see this shit. You got guys out there right now tell you May 2 could have been a grand champion. But he would have never made a grand champion on my yard because I saw him go down. I'm not picking and choosing who go on who, because we're not picking and choosing when we go out there and get that money on their head, do we? We don't have that choice. So I don't give a damn. Or he better than him and I know it, so I ain't gonna put him on. It got me fucked up. I'd be the first one I grab. The baddest motherfucker, put him on the baddest motherfucker, and let's figure out who the baddest motherfucker then is. But one of y'all gonna go down, somebody's not gonna make it. I get out there on that damn circuit, guess what? A lot of my questions been answered and it didn't cost much. I didn't have to learn no expensive dream about getting out there. Oh, I ain't never seen him do that shit before. I know, man, it must have been the key. Man, I must have did something wrong. No, you did. You know what you did that day that you had all the fellas over to the house and he was smashing that motherfucker. And that motherfucker acting like he was trying to spin him out and go home because he was done. Because he looked so good, you grabbed him just in time. Everybody walking around the city, oh, he's a bad motherfucker. Yes, he is. Talking him up. Yeah, he did smash that motherfucker. Yeah, he did. Get him in the box, 20 minutes in. He done ran hot. Man down. Man down. How much you got on his head? 20. A 20? 22 is over. 22 is over. 20 stacked? Man, come on, man. You gonna tell me you ain't see that shit at home? You gonna tell me you ain't see that shit in that dog at home? Then you need to go home and revamp your whole damn yard. You need to go home and revamp your whole damn yard. Throw all them damn papers out the goddamn window. That's when you don't need papers. Because you reading papers and trying to make the dog the papers. Trying to do everything in your power to make the dog the papers. He's bred this way. So I'm going to give him all these excuses. All these excuses because you keep hollering he's bred this way. Well, remember what I said. Most inexpensive thing that you can do to be successful. The only thing you can really do to have a competitive edge is how well you call your dog. How well do you search for the truth? How well do you want the truth? You have to want the truth. You understand what I'm saying, guys? I hope I'm getting through. You know what I mean? Look here. Tell you what I'm getting ready to do here, Josh. I'm getting ready to go now. We've been through all that. Okay, now we're going to do some dogging now. We're going to do some dogging. I'm going to go over here and put these things back up here. Let y'all play on this yard right quick while I get in touch with Paper Chase. Set this thing up. as we get ready to do this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get this thing up here so we can go have us some fun. You know what I mean? We want to hear some real dog. It's time to bulldog it now. You know what I mean? Time to get some bulldogging going on. Man, we got a good show coming up, man. We got Champion Jigga. If you don't know who Champion Jigga is, I'm gonna let y'all. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm the man tell you. I ain't gonna tell you. Guys, give me a few seconds here while I get this thing set up here, man. I want y'all to look at that yard while I'm doing this, man. I want y'all to look at that yard while I'm doing this, man. I want to see how many dogs y'all count. Look how many dog houses is out there, as far as you can see. I'll get right back with you guys. I'm right in the house. I'm just trying to go ahead and get your the sniper on the line.
Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth connected.
All right, fellas, we're going to do the paper. He's going to call in, and then we'll take it from there. In the meanwhile, while we wait on the call, I want to make sure you guys look. Now, man, you got the chat board right there. I need y'all to help me out here, all right? You got any questions? I need you to help me out.
Talk about Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, yeah, let me talk about Tuesdays. Tuesdays, Talk Shit Tuesday. You know, Talk Shit Tuesday, that's a good one, y'all. We need Talk Shit Tuesday. What that is when we come on, we're not bad shit nobody, but we definitely talking shit. You know what I'm saying? You can call in, you know, and just put it out there, man. That's what it's there for.
Ask questions, tell the stories.
Yeah. You want go ahead, Twin One, man.
Yeah, y'all call in.
Let me call my second. I handle this other stuff, fellas.
Yeah, look here. Y'all can call in. You know what I mean? Tell your stories. If you have some stories, ask questions. Anything, just call in and we're gonna take it from there because we want y'all to be a part of this show. We want y'all to like get involved too. We ain't just gonna sit here and keep talking to you. You call in, okay? And we're gonna run from there. Are you gonna give me the captain's chair, man?
Yeah, man. Hey, what's that tonight?
I don't get to spot like this too often, you know what I'm saying? I'm always sitting over here putting in the work, you know what I'm saying? But being I'm in here now, let me explain something to you. Man, you don't even know the phone number, man.
Yeah, I do.
Look, that Talk Shit Tuesdays, it's a participation thing. You know, so many calls that come in, sometimes you can't get through, but just keep trying, you know, keep your eye on what's happening because you'll get through because participation is what Talk Shit Tuesday is all about. If you got questions, if you want to talk some shit about something, you know, you don't like the way this is being done or how something being done, put it out there. Because I think we got enough people in the chat room, they're going to have their comments and they're going to get on and they're going to respond. I think that is, you know, that participation keeps everything real. Get people to, you know, express yourself. Especially being you come here to get some knowledge. But we're looking for more knowledge because we want to know what's going on out there. We ain't active no more, you know what I'm saying? But people got their own way of doing things. And when your own way of doing things, you know, you got us sit here and ask questions. I mean, I'm the second. You're very ready to me say anything, but I'm very important to this kennel. Simply because I am what I am. I am him second. I protect him. I protect his interests. I protect those dogs. I protect his kennel. So in all aspects of the game, I'm the one you don't want to see. If you see and hear me, then that means we got a problem. And see, I don't deal with problems well. You know what I'm saying? If I have to deal with the problem, no, then guess what? I'm going to deal with it to the point where he ain't got to worry about it. Hello?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Hold on, man, 1 second. I'm finna get Mo back on the line and y'all can take it from there. I got something here on the phone, man. Hey, I got it right here, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but it sounds like you're like really far away.
Oh, is that better now? Well, you're going to be doing most of the talking anyway, my friend. This is your show right here, okay? If you can hear me, can you hear the questions if I had you answer any questions? I'm just making sure you're all right out there, right?
Yeah, nah, I can barely even hear. It's like you're so muffled I can't understand what you're saying. Some things I can.
That any better?
A little better.
How about that? Is that better now? How's that?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay.
I just want to be able to understand what your the question.
Well, I ain't gonna have too many questions for you in the first half. We'll figure that as we go, okay? We'll let the people tell us that they can hear you. It's the most important thing right now. How about that? Cool?
I couldn't even understand that.
You couldn't understand that?
Yeah, I couldn't understand anything he said in that sentence.
Hey, can you hear me?
Maximum volume.
Oh, the mic's on there. Turn it down there.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little better.
It's a little better. Is that a little better?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's it. That work for you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Hey, make sure that people can hear him.
Nah, I didn't get that.
I told him, I said, make sure the people can hear you. I want to make sure everybody can hear you. You know what I mean?
Yup. They can hear me?
Yes, they can hear you. All right. Hey, everybody, look here. I'm going to introduce y'all to Snipe. Proud owner. It was called Paper Chase and Snipes Champion Jigga.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, you got the floor, bro. If you anything you need,
Okay. Yeah, they went down to Cochran Yard. Shit, I think that was like late 90s, 98, 99, somewhere around there. They got Jigga as a puppy out of Crazy Cheap Black Bitch. And then they took him to like a couple of their buddies in South Carolina. And he was growing up. And when he was like, shit, he was only like 7, 8 months old. He was like a full-grown dog. And these dudes didn't even realize how old he was or nothing. And they basically bit him. And they did. He bodied 3 dogs, twin. They did him 3 times, and he just, you know, at first he's gonna see what you're gonna do, and once he sees that, he gets to that rear end, he just takes you right out. He killed 3 of them by the time he was 8 months old. It was around 8 months old. He already had killed 3 grown dogs. 8 months old. So, the favorite D and Twin Chase go back down to the Cochrans, and they go and they purchase Jigga's half sister, that Crazy Cheap Katie. And they're like, oh, let's go over and see how Jigga's doing. So they drive over from Cochran's over to like South Carolina, and they get out, and there's all kinds of people there, man. They're like, oh shit, they're about to have a show. They get all excited. They walk over, and it's Jigga. They got Jigga there, and they're about to match Jigga for 5K. 5K, mind you. And this dog is only 9 months old. And they matching the dog for 5K. So D and Twin basically just backed up and took them from them guys because they knew, you know, what they've been doing. So, you know, Twin takes them up there, takes them up to New York, and basically, you know, just chilling out with them. He schooled them like 3 times, killed all 3 dogs, and then Twin got in trouble. So we wanted to help out Twin's wife, and we knew about Jigga, and we bought Jigga, you know, as soon as Twin got in trouble, and that's when we got Jigga, basically.
So,
or actually, that's when, you know, when I became an owner of Jigga, you know what I'm saying?
now for people that don't know who Twin is, that would be Paper Chase, right?
Yeah, it's Paper Chase.
Yeah,
Yes,
give a little insight on Twin, because I don't want everybody thinking it was me. You know, there's another set of twins out there.
Yeah, it's Paper Chase D, and you know, you could say T, Twin. You know him as Twin. He's another twin like you. You spoke to him.
Oh yeah, good dude. Have fun with him, man. We spoke what a whole day and some.
He got in trouble, and so that's when we went there to help out his wife, and we got Jigga, and then D basically took him down to Nabalucci's, and then did him with some Mayday dog, and he just basically destroyed the dog in the back end, and basically killed him in 10 minutes. And then, you know, he's basically hooked into, we put him out there, and basically Word Kennels. We hooked into Word Kennel, and then something happened with theirs or whatever, and they said they weren't going to pay the forfeit. They'll just send the other one. And so when we saw him that night, it ended up being strictly business. So I knew them guys, you know. And so we ended up doing it, you know, Kid Carpenter in the middle. And man, we basically, and you were talking about dedication. Before I get to this, you were talking dedication, you know, and I hear Doug in them, and you guys talk about dedication. It is. When we first did Jigga, I was traveling like 60 miles every 2 days, 60 miles to go down there to make sure that they were doing the right keep on Jigga for this first one. So, dude, I was driving back and forth, man, and the girl I was with, I ended up losing her, you know, just like you were talking about, man. Some of them women, they just can't take the dogs, you know what I'm saying? So I've lost quite a few. But, so I was traveling back and forth, making sure they were doing it right. And they really did. They did a great job. And so we get to that, and we get in there, and basically, you know, Kid Carpenter says release, and motherfucking Jigga's just riding out on the head, seeing what he's doing. Strictly and them had a really good Chino dog. They, you know, they was willing to go up to like 10, and, you know, we'd only get them for like 6. But they really had, you know, they said that was the best Chino dog they'd seen in a long time. So he's in Jigga's chest, Jigga just feeling him out basically, and then at like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes, Jigga went down in his chest and said, look, now it's my turn. And he basically, he pops the ligament basically that holds your shoulder to your chest, your pec. He goes right in there and just breaks it. He's a hard biting dog, and he basically broke that on that Chino dog. And then he was standing, you know, he had a wobbling leg. You know, Jig went back to the head. You know, they were kind of going back and forth for like another 5, 10 minutes, and then got a turn on him. That Chino dog went. Jigga went back in the chest and basically hit the other side and did the same thing, just broke that thing, broke the ligament, and both 2 wobbly front legs, and he just basically went down. And Jigga went to the rear end, was up in the rear end, and that Chino dog was just like flopping his head over because he couldn't push to get him out the rear end. You know what I'm saying? He just kept flopping his head over. He couldn't reach Jigga. And Jigga just shaking his rear end up. And then that was at like 15 minutes. And he flopped his head over like 3 or 4 times, and then he was just laying there, and Jigga left the back end and hit him right in the throat at 20 minutes, and you heard it pop. You could hear it. You pop. And you knew it. He was gone. That dog was dead. 20 minutes. So, you know, I said to Kid Carpenter, you know, he's dead. Hey, you see he's dead. He said, yeah, he's dead. I said, all right, so we break and we scratched the win, because that's what we were doing. And he told me no. He told me no. Kid Carpenter told me no. We have to wait and get a handle and then go through the whole thing and then scratch the win. Because the scratch was on us. And I was like, nah, it's not written like that. That's not the rules. But they basically made it like that. So basically, Jigga fought a dead dog for 15 minutes until we could get a handle. He's basically in the throat, and then in the rear, went back to the rear end, and finally got a handle. And then that was at like 35, went through the whole 30 count. And, you know, you face your dogs, and Kid Carpenter said, "Rrr," and they dropped that Chino dog like a sack of potatoes. And Jig went straight across, boom, 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 bang, straight across. And then I said, fuck what you heard. I said, courtesy him. You think the dog's gonna walk off that piece of shit? Courtesy him. And we courtesied Jigga. So he scratched twice into it, that dog. And we really shouldn't have did that because everybody in the world in all the Northeast knew Jigga. Nobody wanted to go into the dog. He was trying to get everybody. Nobody go into the dog, man. Nobody. I had Art from Camelot, Cam 2. He's the one that basically got me hooked into Don B for Jigga second. Because nobody in the North would wanted any piece of Jigga. None of them. So we get down there. Here's his number 2. We hook it with Don. I go all the way down to Art's place and stay with Art for like a week. And when I took Jigga out of the truck, he backed up like he was Sanford and Son. Like he was having a heart attack. I said, "What's wrong, Art?" He said, "Man, Snipe, that's the best shit dog I ever seen in my life." And he was. Jigga looked fantastic, man. So anyway, stay there for a week. We go over the mountain, the Smoky Mountains, and over to Mr. Long's place, and we go and get on with Don B. So all this talk about how many champions and grand champions been there, I sat down with Mr. Bush, Junior Bush, and there were so many guys there, they were making my head spin, man. They really were. So, well, we'll get on to that now. So now we go into this dog, and basically they're neck to neck like 5 minutes, first 5 minutes, just in each other's chest, Jigga riding the head, all kind of doing that. All of a sudden, Jigga blows hot. I mean, blows hot like I've never seen a dog blow hot in my life. I mean, out of all the dogs I've ever seen, I've never seen them blow hot. He blew so hot, his tongue was out and facing backwards in 5 minutes. Now, mind you, Art is saying this is the best shaped dog he's ever seen. We just got done crushing Strictly Business. He never ran hot. And the dogs before that, I took into Darren Tupper with Shady Days. And Shady Days had Champion Wiley, and we beat Darren Tupper, one of the champion freebies. All you guys be talking about that Jackson's bargain. He was a quirk. He quit. He quit the shiesty. And them guys all love them dogs, man. I made Freebie's brother quit. And that Wiley never blew hot nothing for an hour 30. I go against Don Broke with Jigga, and this dude blows hot in 5 minutes? Well, we'll get to that story. Anyway, Jigga blows hot for like 10, 15 minutes. Thank God he was in great shape, because if he wasn't in great shape, he wouldn't have been able to break through that heat wall. I call it heat wall. You know what I mean? And man, once he broke through that heat wall, like 24 minutes, we got our first good bite, man. I mean, really good bite. And 20 minutes later, that dog was done. And they were all used to laugh at Don because when dogs would come at Don would just like put his leg up and let the dogs go between his legs. Well, he did that in that match, and Jigga and his dog went up in the air, and I don't know, you know, Jigga grabbed him on the inside of his groin area and shook Don right on his feet, right in the middle of the pit. Shook him right off his feet. Don screaming, "God, get him off me! Get him off me!" And he basically fell on his dog. And then when Jigga, his dog like popped up behind Don, and Jigga saw him, and then Jigga just like ran right over top of Don and hit his dog. And shit, that dog was dead in less than 45 minutes. It was like 42. He only bit him for like 20 minutes, and he was dead. And then we go up to Don, and we're like, "Thank you for letting us come down, you know, hook into you." He said, "Shove it in your ass," and jumped in the truck and left. Like ripped out of Mr. Long's place, man, in his truck. Just left. Didn't even shake our hands, bro. I couldn't believe it, man. Couldn't believe it. Well, anyway, these guys start telling me they heard that Don be feeding his dog minute poison during the keep. And in his feed, so when your dog bites them, they blow hot. Now, I don't know if other people in your chat or other people have heard this, but this is from reputable dogmen from that area. They told me that night after what happened with Jigga. So I had then we get him back up to New York, and then nobody would go into him. I mean, we were calling everybody out, man. I mean, everybody. Sammy the A-Rab with Champion Ninja. We called out Destroyer. We called out, man, there was another champion upstate that we just called. None of them wanted them. None of them. And we were even willing to bet 10K that if you besides the bet, we bet an extra 10K that you're going to be dead in 45 minutes or less. I had Latino family on the phone with DR, with Destroyer, and they told us, oh no, you got to come to Puerto Rico. You got to come to Puerto Rico. That's what Latino family kept telling me. You got to go to Puerto Rico. And I told them, I said, we can. I said, we can, but we got nobody to stay with Jigga. And if Jigga kills Destroyer, he ain't, if you don't, somebody's there not to stay with them, and you're relying on like somebody else's friend, that dog would be dead. That dog would be gone somewhere. You know what I mean? I wasn't doing that to the dog. So I told him, you know what? We ain't going to Puerto Rico, man. Forget you. You know what I'm saying? So then we ended up calling Latin Connection, and he said he didn't have nothing. And then I ended up talking to Captain America, and he's telling me that Latin Connection got a two-time winner out of his champion red dog, or I think it was a red dog. It was either red or the final one. I think it was champion red. It was a dog named Piranha. And so we ended up basically had the back door Latin Connection and do it all the way up at Captain America's place. He rested. And we basically, I mean, Jigga was older dog. He was about 7 years old because nobody would hook into him. It took forever to get him done. And then we go into that dog and basically kill him in 42, but he hurt Jigga bad. That was probably the worst dog that Jigga ever seen, man. He hurt Jigga bad, man, but Jigga turned it up. Jigga was that type of dog that the more you hurt him, the harder he gonna fight you, the more he gonna hurt you, and he could bite. He bites you in the throat, you're out of there. There ain't no pushing you around, staying in there for 10, 15 minutes, none of that, bro. He gets you in the throat, it's over. Straight over.
Now
and that's how he became champion, and we still put it out there. I went into talked to Sammy, told him the same thing. We'll do 10K, and Ninja will be dead in 45 minutes or less. And we said the same thing to Destroyer. Destroyer ends up going to New York for his grand championship. Don't even, Twin, ask your chat if anybody can tell me who Destroyer beat for his grand championship. Ask them that. See if somebody can come up with that answer.
they hear you out there.
We don't even know who that dog went up against.
They hear you, baby.
Jigga was right there, bro. Jigga was right there. And they ducked him. How you gonna tell Latino family, oh, they gotta come to Puerto Rico, and then we tell them no, and then they come to New York for his grand championship? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. And then people talk about that Destroyer like he's so great. Man, Jigga would have killed that dog. Killed him. I was willing to bet 10K. 45 minutes or less, Destroyer would have been dead in the box. And every dog Jigga ever been on, dead in the box. That's what a killer is, guys. You know what I'm saying? We hear all this other talk, you know, I've heard it all, man. Like this one dude, after he saw Wiley win his first one, he was like, oh, I got a one-time winner, he's a killer. He's going to kill Wiley. We were like, well, how long he go? He said, hour 45. And we laughed. Because to us, that's not a killer, man. If he don't kill you 45 minutes or less, that's not. If it takes over an hour to kill you, that's not a killer to me.
That's true.
Killer is somebody gonna kill you in the 10 to 45 minutes in that area. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them dogs, you know, some of them don't come out so furious. You know, some of them come out and want to see what's going on, and see what you're gonna do, and show you what they're gonna do. And that's how Jigga was. But I tell you what, he laid his mouth on you. 20 minutes later, you're done. 30 minutes, you're done, dude. Even if you're still alive, you're just laying there, holding on to life. Your last grasp, basically.
Hey, Snipe. Now, my question is, did you say he was 7 years old when you went for number 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was like 7 years old. Yes,
Wow. Well, he was beyond his prime. He was beyond his prime. That's wow. So,
sir.
hey.
He definitely lost a step.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it in the thing. He definitely lost a step. Maybe a couple steps, but he still prevailed, man.
Well, look here, man. Now, he's a Boyle's dog, right? Well, what would you call him? A Patrick Boyle? Or, I mean, what would you call him?
Yeah, I would say, he's a Boyo Eli dog. That's what I call that sucker. That boy was, crazy cheap, Arizona to Miss Sue. Miss Sue double O action black gold. He heavy Boyo Eli, bred to a heavy, red baby dog, Arizona.
His pedigree is out there, all looking at it. Is there anything you want to point out on there? I see Grand Champion Black bitch on that motherfucker. Damn. That black bitch must have been bad.
Yeah. I thought the country did black bitch. I remember him telling us about that when we went to see Country. And she was out of Beetle Bailey, which they all that basically Dirty Mary dogs, all Boyo Eli dogs. And then if you look at the bottom, Susu, heavy Midnight Cowboy dog.
He said Susu is a heavy Midnight Cowboy dog. We're going to go down there and take a peek at that, all right? I'm going to step on in there and look at this move right quick. Yeah, it is, y'all. Well, they got the bottom half on it. They don't really have much going back to Taylor's Prissy and all, but that top half, yeah, we see Bully Son, Midnight Cowboy. We see putting our dogs in there. Champion, what was that? Yankee? 4-time winner. That top half had a lot of winners up in there.
Yeah, and even them silent dogs, all them silent dogs, all that unknown, all Midnight Cowboy dogs. I don't know why it's unknown, but heavy Eli dog and them silent and that Bobby Joe dog. And Vito. Go look at it.
Hey, somebody asked, Snipe, somebody asked, did you have to change his keep at 7 years old?
Did we have what at 7 years old?
Change the keep.
Did we do a keep on?
A different keep. Did you have to make an adjustment? Did you have to make an adjustment to the keep?
Nah, Jigga took it like a champ, man. Jigga always stayed in shape. Like, if you look at that picture of him, shit, he was like 8, at least 8 in that picture, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like a year after he was done, yeah. Yep. Yeah, he definitely looked, you know what I mean? Like, he was solid, you know what I mean? He was throughout his whole life.
Well, he was definitely a good bred dog, that's for damn sure. Did you get a chance to breed him?
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to breed him?
That's a live bred Boyo Eli dog to me.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's not inbred, you know what I mean? Because you got Arizona, then Miss Sue, you got Beetle Valley. It's basically, if you look at it, that 3/4 is all basically red baby dogs. If you go look at it.
Right. We see that. Yes, we do. We see that. Yep. Now, how old was he when he finally died?
Shit, Jigga was like 13.
Wow.
13, somewhere around there, I think.
Hey, did you get some good breeds off of him? Whatever happened with his breeding career?
I'm sorry, say that again to him.
I said, whatever happened to his breeding career? I mean, I was just surprised that he wasn't one of the famous dogs out there. 3 kills, all 3. Come on. Under 30, he was a beast.
No, I know, definitely. He was up in New York afterwards. I had to move, I moved from New York to Florida. I took him down with me. Then, I only knew a couple people in like South Florida, so I really wasn't getting them bread. And Paper Chase D was like, "Yo, we need to get them bread," and I agreed. And we sent him. Now we already had some that was already bred off him before, during these matches. He was bred to his half sister, and them dogs, they got taken in a raid, but them dogs were phenomenal, man. I mean, I saw all three of the litter, and then, but they ended up getting taken. But I sent them back up from, we were in Florida at the time. I sent them back up to New York, and Paper Chase D put him with Vince. Now, I don't know, man. I wish I could get him on the phone, man, so he could tell that story. But what I've heard was that he was like taking semen off of Jigga and breeding Jigga instead of Amboss, saying they were Amboss dogs. I don't know, something with that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I don't know. Something got back to D, Paper Chase D, and he got pissed off and went over there and took the dog from Vince. And then he sent it down to a friend of his in, I think he was in North Carolina. And then he was breeding. But the guy, Chappie, that had that Grand Champion troublesome dog, he bred some bitches to him. He had a one-time winner out of Jigga. I think her name was Star or something. And so, Jigga didn't have the best of a stud career. I really wish he did. You know what I mean? I wish I had the money. I could have took semen, man, and or semen myself. I wish Vince would give us the semen, because we know he got Jigga semen. Vince, if you're listening, give Paper Chase the semen back off of Jigga, please.
So you think?
I don't mean to cry to anybody if that's their mentor or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we was over here admiring while you were talking. We were sitting there admiring his paperwork, man. He was definitely. What year was this around? What year was this? Because these are some pretty good bred dogs, and you got boat action on them in the fourth generation.
Over 20 years ago.
So the journal was out during that time. Y'all didn't even wish to, y'all didn't try to advertise him. And
when Jigga was going, I think it was when they switched over. You know what I'm saying? When Jack sold it, and
right,
switching over.
Right,
and
that's right.
To be honest with you, I think at that time it was when they got in trouble. When Jay,
mm-hmm.
You know who had it? Jay got in trouble. So man, at that time, a lot of us up there, we weren't sending nothing in.
Right. Yeah, you're right now.
Book.
Yeah, we knew they had the book and everything. He told us.
Going out there and doing them. You know what I mean? Putting in that dedication, putting in that work. I did that motherfucker all by myself, man. I didn't have no help for his number 2 and number 3. I didn't have no help. You know what I'm saying, man? And it's not easy doing a keep by yourself, especially the work that I put on the dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I learned that from Shady Days. You know what I mean? He got me into it. You know what I mean? But we could save that for another day. You know what I'm saying, when we talk about some other one.
Right. Now, the biggest thing that I had to ask you, I'm gonna ask that one more time, because some guys want to know. When you did the keep at 7 years old, was it how did Jigga take that keep being such an older dog?
I said he took it like a champ. Now, yes, he did lose. I told you, I seen he definitely lost a step or two. You know what I mean? And at that age, they're gonna. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
The only reason why Jigga was why we put him in that predicament, it's our own fault. You know what I mean? Some people would have said, you know what, Jigga's so bad, he's a 2-time winner, we don't care if he makes champion or not. You know what I mean? But to me, the dog was so good, and he was, and so many people ducked him because they heard about him and they were scared of a killer. Which but me, I'm gonna go into if they tell me you got a killer, I'm going into it. They did it with Fancy Boy John. They had a killer. And I told my boy, I said, come on, man, we're going to get this killer. And they said, you can't get her. She's going to kill you. I said, okay, watch this. And I went and got a Frank Cochran dog, one of them little red boys, the Bucky dogs, all that Garrett's little red boy bred to the Gertrude, the Midnight Cowboy. And let me tell you something, man. When I got in there with that bitch, John was talking all that shit. Oh, Snipe, we got a killer here. Fancy Boy, we killed like 4 dogs. We gonna kill you tonight. I said, okay. That bitch munched her face, Quinn, and took that mouth right out in the first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes of the fight, that Jake the Snake dog didn't have no mouth. And I walked right over to John and said, hey, John, it's all about gameless tonight. He said, what team, Snipe? I said, look at her. So your bitch's mouth is gone. and like at like 50 something, I think it was like 52, his bitch jumped the box.
You said jump?
And John jumped the box right after his bitch.
You got a jumper, Jimmy?
And everybody, you know how it is, Twin, after the match, everybody get loud, screaming.
Oh, yeah.
I said, yo. I said, I'm gonna do my courtesy. And everybody was quiet. Pin dropping that motherfucker. And I fucking pointed that bitch towards that corner and I let her go. And shot that bitch right. She shot right over to that corner, jumped up on the wall and looked around like, bitch, I know you jumped over here. Where the fuck you at? I know you over here somewhere. And then people coming up to me afterwards, like, Snipe, you're crazy. I'm like, why am I crazy? They're like, well, some people don't even courtesy to a dog when there's a dog over there. Why would you courtesy to an empty corner? And I said, well, one, I knew she was going to go because she was crazy like that. I knew she'd go. I could feel it in her, you know what I'm saying? And to me, that's what the show is about. You win just like that dog with courtesy. Dog went now, I'm courtesy. Fuck it.
Wow.
Even if she didn't go, say I let go and she walks around the pit, whatever. There's no dog there. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't you see what she's going to do? You know what I mean? Some people are like, oh, well, shit. What do you mean she quit? It was a courtesy. There was no dog over there. And I wanted to see what the fuck she's going to do. And she did exactly what I thought she was going to do. And John from Fancy Boy, he was mad as a motherfucker at me, man. He was so mad at me, I had to smoke a blunt with him afterwards.
Hey, I got another question. Can you hear me? I got a question. We're going to the next stage. I just want to ask you. I'm going to name off some matches, okay? And you tell me if you can be an accountable witness to this show, because I want you to give your historical account of what you saw, okay? The first match I'm going to ask you about did you see is Champion Kunta and Wacko. Did you see that show?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on. We're not going to get into it yet. I'm just going to go over them. What about Grand Champion Ajax and Noriega?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
In the basement.
So
I do believe you was there, Twin.
Yes. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, we got Champion Kunta and Wacko. We got Grand Champion Ajax and Noriega.
That was the night Grand Champion Richard went into Champion Rock the same night as Kunta and Wacko.
That's right, and Richard won that one in sweet order. Okay, now what about the Grand Champion Virgil and Champion Meister?
Yes.
Okay, these are going to be, hey, people, I'm going to turn this thing back over to Snipe again, and he's going to give us his account of these matches. We're going to start off with Champion Grand Champion Wacko, which is now Champion Wacko, right, and Kunta. So hey buddy, I got the Champion Kunta going in the Champion Wacko on board. Start from there, brother. It's your show.
good one, man. That was a good one, man. They got it, man. They went at it. It was neck and neck at first, man. It really was, man. I was sitting up in they had one of them big ass trucks, one of them like a monster truck, kind of big tire. I was sitting up in the back with Mad and Dirty South. And they was basically, all I could really tell you is, like I said, it's neck and neck. They was basically stifle to stifle. And I said to both of them, I nudged them. I said, whoever comes out first is going to lose. And I said, you want to bet it? And nobody would bet it. But Mad was betting all over the place, man. He had so much, man, woo. But he knew Kunta was going to win. But, yeah, Wacko came out to stifle first. Kunta stayed in there. And basically, he quit.
Now was Wacko?
It was over.
Was Wacko the biggest Kunta? The size? What do you think? I said the size was. Or it seems like Kunta was a little bigger than Wacko.
Yeah, that's what they say. Some people say, oh, he was a smaller dog, this and that, you know what I mean? Yeah, and yes, he was a smaller dog, but you know what, man? We've all had the smaller dog and come out on top, you know what I mean? Yes, if you can do it right and you have the bigger dog, like you were talking earlier about having an advantage, that going into that before they released them too, Kunta had the advantage, and they gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Kunta went right to their backyard. I think that was right in their backyard, I think. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure. But I was down there at Stone Cities. We were there earlier in the day, and then we went from there to the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, yeah, Kunta probably was the bigger dog. But, I mean, come on, Twin. We've all done it, man, and most roles, you don't really want to do it. I mean, people have done it in matches where they're the smaller dog and they came out on top. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. That's that pride. That's that pride we were talking about earlier. Now, damn well, I don't give a damn how bad Wacko was. You know what I mean? The offset was definitely there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes. Kunta definitely had the advantage there, definitely. Just like I would say Ajax and Nori, Ajax had the advantage in that because Nori really didn't he do something happen to Nori, man? Nori was not the normal Nori.
Yeah, that young boy bought him. He wanted to do him himself instead of leaving with whoever, with Chico, who was doing the dog.
He messed the dog up. That dog was not the same dog. And I know people say, oh, well, they just making excuses for Nori, this and that. Nah, I ain't taking nothing away from Ajax. Ajax was a bad motherfucker, man. And if he could do that to Gus, what he did to Hargrove's Gus, and basically he bit down Nori. But I would have rather seen that fight if Nori would have been in shape, man. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Ajax would have been able to do what he did to Nori. Nori would have been there more. Nori was there. Nori was in that shit for like the first 30 minutes, man. 25, 30 minutes is started going downhill for him because he was in terrible shape, man. Did he eat something? I don't know if I had heard he ate something before that match.
Yeah, he was in raggedy condition. Yeah, the young dude, look, Chico did the dog. The boy bought the dog, and now all of a sudden he wants to be the next Victor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So look, he set his own demise. You know what I'm saying? He messed up a good dog with decision making, but hey, that was his own demise. I would have left the dog. I'd have bought the dog and let the man who had been working the dog continue to work the dog and got famous.
Right.
But no, he wants to have that acclimate of I did Noriega for his grand championship match. Well, you sure did, and he lost. Now, how a dog kill a dog and lose?
Yeah, it happens, yo. But Nori was, hey, the way I got lit, Nori was game. Nori took everything Ajax gave him and then some. And the motherfucker was not in good shape, man. He was in terrible shape, and he's still courtesy. And then, if I recall, he died like 20, 30 minutes after the match, I think, or an hour later.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And Ajax did too.
Say that again?
Ajax did too.
Yeah, he
Both dogs died.
Days later.
Yeah, a couple days, yeah, but he never.
But Nori didn't have to. Listen, guys, you guys, I know other people say it, but these dogs got to be in shape to take the punishment that these dogs are dishing out. Especially a dog like Ajax, and Nori was not even. He wasn't even in the ballpark. He was over in Central Park eating a hot dog, bro. But he still did what he did, you know what I mean? Even as bad shape as he was, and he knew he was dying, and he still went. So I take my hat off to dogs like that, you know what I'm saying? And like that, he killed Ajax. Ajax ended up dying, I think, a couple days later.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, he wanted to put a couple days behind it. You know how he was. Big Thicker, he could have died the next day. He could have died that night. Big Thicker wasn't gonna tell nobody because he didn't want nobody to know.
It really don't matter. That's true. It
Right.
Don't matter when they did it, you know what I mean? But and if you look, Twin, that wasn't even that long.
No, it wasn't.
That wasn't long at all. That's the dogs I'm talking about. That's what people are looking for, man. They want to be out of there in 45 minutes less, man.
Oh yeah, especially when you got those. But
You
them
run
were.
into two bad motherfuckers like that. You know what I'm saying, man?
Okay, now.
I would love to see Jigga go against one of these. You know, I'd love to see that shit, man. Because you're only as good as what you go into, man. Always remember that, man. Even when you're schooling your dogs, you could be like, man, I got a real good one. You know, I heard it time and time again. Oh, I got a good one, blah, blah, blah. They go and hook them, and the dog quits in like 30 minutes. And they thought they had a good one because the class that they were going into wasn't as good as what they ran into in the match.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was going against B and C dogs when in the match they ran into an A dog. And it made that, actually, they thought they had an A dog until they ran into a real A dog. And basically that was a B dog. Their dog turned into a B dog because it was only going against B and C.
Mm-hmm.
So you run into an A dog, they wonder why the dog just pulls up and quits because they're outclassed.
Right.
They ran into a better dog.
That's right. That's right. So so let's go in about the gambler and Meister. Yeah, take a little time on that one because there was a whole bunch of shit behind that one, wasn't it?
Oh God, that story! Oh my God, man! I don't understand how it really didn't get out there against them guys because I seen it with my own eyes. I saw different things that went on that night. And it could all start with, Crunch Kennel messing up basically, and everybody couldn't come. The brothers to them guys that were like, they were big dudes, man. Them dudes were not playing around.
Fucking gladiators.
There's this big dude, he looked like, man, he's bigger than the Hulk.
Yeah.
This dude was bigger. I've seen the Hulk in person, man. This dude is bigger than the Hulk. He was like between the Hulk and Brock Nelson. He was like in between. And they called him the bodyguard. Gambler paid that dude to come there. You know what I mean? To protect them. You know what I mean? All these little things start popping out. So anyway, we'll get to that. So anyway, we get there, and they're basically driving Meister around for 2 hours. And they were like 10 minutes away. 10 minutes away. How do you drive a dog around for fucking 2 hours? But that's the games they play, okay? So now they get there, they do the wash. I can't really speak about the wash because I was not over there, and I'm not going to speak about something that I wasn't there. All I know is something happened over there. Something was said, something was done that was not correct in the washing. Something happened. They got into an argument. They were arguing over there, whatever. They didn't do with the wash, okay? So now we get to the thing, and Meister's in there. I mean, sorry, my bad. Virgil's in there, and they're bringing Meister over, and Meister was nut. I mean, I seen Meister go crazy. Yo, and it was muddy around the pit. Well, the handler goes to step in and slips. So as he's falling, he places Meister into the pit. In Fat Bill's little magazine or whatever, they're like, oh, Meister was thrown into the pit and hit Virgil in the corner. He like sucker punched him, basically, is what he was saying. And that did not happen. That's a lie. Because as soon as Meister was placed into there, he basically laid him down, placed him in there as he was falling, and they let go of Virgil. That right in the middle, just like if the ref was to say release. So right there, it's bullshit right in Fat Bill's book right there. They said he got him like a sucker punch or whatever. He didn't get him on no sucker punch. So anyway, there was another little red flag. You know what I mean? Then, so they're going at it, and, you know, like 15 minutes, Meister starts spitting Virgil out and starts spinning like a top. Well, maybe not a top. I wouldn't say a top. He did spin a little bit. He looked like he wanted to go and bite the dog, bite Virgil again, and he just kept spitting it out. I'm telling you, man, I've seen Meister go well over the hour mark. I've seen him go against G-Man. I've seen him go against Team USA. He's screaming at an hour or something. He's screaming in the corner. Against Virgil, 30 minutes, he's walking around like he's drunk. Like he's wobbling and shit. And Virgil did nothing in that 30 minutes to make that dog wobble the way he was wobbling. He gets in the corner at 30, 40 minutes, whatever it was, he barely standing up. He wasn't screaming, he wasn't doing nothing. And like I said, I've seen him go against some good ones, some real good ones, and he beat them, and he's screaming in the corner at the hour mark. This dog not even screaming, man. And then, so, Virgil wins. They do the toxicology, all that thing. I even heard, I don't know how true it is. I believe the person that told me, but they said that Tom Gardner did the toxicology. And it came back that Virgil rubbed Meister. The dog died and everything. They got pictures of the dog with a blue tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Then other people started coming out and saying stuff like Virgil beat Falcon, and he said his dog was kind of acting funny. I had friends that used to roll dogs with the gambler, and after that shit happened, they never thought about it while they were doing it, but afterwards, after that Meister shit and Virgil shit came out, they started thinking back to the times they were rolling their dogs, and he said their dogs are doing the same thing, walking around like they're drunk at 30 minutes, spitting out holes and wouldn't take holes. He said they were correcting it on them in the rolls.
Right.
They were doing it in rolls so they could do it in the match. So I don't know. I don't understand. If Tom Gardner did the toxicology and it came back the dog was rubbed, I don't understand how this dog becomes like, what they give him, dog of the year, and, you know, yeah, I guess the dog produced. He did throw some stuff, but, man, they robbed Meister, man. Just let it be, man. Virgil might have beat him. Why rub the dog?
Right.
Come on, man. That's what it was all about. That was supposed to be history. And with two badass dogs going at it, supposedly. I know Meister was badass. I never seen Virgil before that night. But I don't know, man. It's just sad that people got to do that, but
well,
it can't be just about dogs, man. Let the dogs do the talking, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm looking at Kunta, right? I'm going to put Kunta, I'm going to go through each one of these dogs' pedigree while I got you on the line, okay?
Okay.
I look at Kunta. Kunta he was on the top half. He was down there bred like a Jigga.
Yeah. All boils dog.
Right, that's why both of them dogs got them nice ass bodies, right? Because both dogs have beautiful bodies. Jigga had a beautiful body, man. Jigga had that kind of body. He make you scared of him.
He was a specimen. And when anybody ever seen that dog, they would like do a double take. Like, wow, look at that dog. You know, and he used to come up to me, everything, man. He was a beautiful dog, beautiful. Perfect body, perfect height, perfect length, big, huge neck, big, huge head, and motherfucker could bite through, man, that dude would bite through a safe door. Fuck biting through steel, like I heard Dougie and them talk about the Loach's rocker biting through, man, Jigga will bite through a safe door. You could take him to the bank and break in with Jigga's mouth, bite right through the door.
Wow. I tell you what, that goddamn Kunta was bred pretty good for a Bulls dog, bro. He was bred, yeah, he was bred like Jigga now. I mean, both of y'all have pretty pedigrees. Go ahead and say it, man. Say it one more time so everybody hear you say it. You had the killer, though.
That Bobby Jr. in there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the click. That Bobby Jr. Red Baby. So any Bobby Jr. Dirty Mary dog, look what it does.
Right. Okay. So that was the key point.
Just wait them dogs. A lot of people get them dogs, and they full grown looking. Not all of them gonna do what some of these dogs do. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, yeah, they're gonna like Jigga. You're 8, 9 months old. He's bodying grown dogs. You know what I mean? But some of them other ones, you gotta wait on them, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're not all gonna be like that. You know what I mean? And people think they're gonna be, but they gotta wait on some of them, man. And if you wait on them, like a dog like Kunta, because some people have said, I don't know, I was not there, but I have heard that he quit and rolled. They say he was young. Well, there you go. You sit on that dog and you wait, and look what he ends up doing in the long run.
Hey, I got a question. Well, I'm checking as we doing this, cause I'm checking on was Retard Wacko's little mate brother? I didn't think so.
He was. I think he was like a. No, he was Emmett. Retard was like Emmett or something.
Right. Well, right. Wacko's off of Emmett.
So they were both out of Emmett, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah. Right. Yeah, somebody one of the guests asked if, what about Retard?
Nah, I never seen Retard.
Hey, but I know didn't Retard, he became a champion, but
now Rudy and
right.
Neither one of them take hold. I don't know if you heard that. You know what I mean? That was a story circulating around that Retard and Lockdown Rudy, they wouldn't take hold of each other, and they ended up calling it a draw.
Exactly. Yes.
Draw.
Yep, that's what
Neither one of them would take hold. Now I don't know what's up with that, but hey, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and it got around like wildfire because we didn't know whether they both were trying to cheat on each other, or some shit got on one, they got on the other. You know what I mean? I mean they came out banging, but then all of a sudden they start waltzing. Like, you know what I mean? Like a female does to a male when she don't want him to mount her yet. All that clapping and barking, yeah. Hey, we're looking at Wacko. Guess what? Wacko was bred like your shit too. Y'all paying attention to this? I hope y'all looking.
Yes, you're right.
Look, I just showed y'all. We did one on Jigga. Straight killer. That's how he was bred. Just in case. Then we got Kunta looking the same way. And if you notice, everything is on the top half.
You're just missing the pure Patricks. It's just more Bolio Eli.
Right. Now.
And then you're mixing the Euler Jr. in those dogs.
Right. That's what I noticed about Wacko.
Pretty sure that was the Eli 3 stuff, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Basically heavy Eli dog, heavy Peugeot dog.
Yep, I'm gonna swing over here to that Hail Mary so they can get a full impact.
He has a little bit more Eli in him. seeing more Bujo, more Eli in these dogs than what Jigga had. You know what I mean?
Right. And another thing I noticed about the pedigrees, man, I noticed that I can go back in each one of those dogs, you know what I'm saying, and see why they became the dogs that they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Each one of them dogs was bred right. They was bred to do what they do. And there was no shortcuts.
That Smokey dog right there, that 6-time winner, purchase grand champion Smokey.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. Look how it's bred.
You on Jigga, right?
Bows to the old family red-nosed dogs.
Hey, you talking about Jigga? Are you talking about Jigga?
No, just the dog you were just on. You're off of it now.
Okay, now give me back. I'm over here. I can get there quick. What's the name again?
I think you were on Wacko. It was either Wacko or Retard.
Yeah, I'm on Wacko. So you want to go back into that Hail Mary where I was?
Yeah, you look at that Birch's
Oh yeah, Grand Champion Smokey. Yeah, I remember that dog. Yeah, old Smokey. Out that Dutch boy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bona fide 6-time winner, bro.
What a breed. And here you go, guys. I'm putting it out there. There you go. Hell of a cross.
Yeah, look at the cross, though. And then if you look at what they bred to Smokey, and then you look at the top, you understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right. But I be explaining to the,
People can't.
Right, I be explaining to these guys about that 4th, 5th, 6th generation type shit. You know what I mean? I be trying to remind them why it's so important that when they're trying to breed their dogs, that they learn to keep the consistency. Now, we just hit one female, just one. We just hit one female, and we look at the consistency of her pedigree. That Hail Mary dog was bred to produce winners. She might not have bred, she wasn't bred to produce a lot of them, but
That's a family of dogs.
yes, sir, yes, sir. That was a great bred dog, man. Okay, now I'm gonna move on, and we're gonna go to the next guy. It's gonna be Ajax. Now, everybody can say what they want about Ajax. Ajax was a snooty dog. All y'all that didn't know, he was a snooty Sorrel dog. You know, it don't seem like the mix, but hey, Ajax was, you know, he wasn't really meant to be a producer. Not looking at the way I'm looking at it. And the reason why I say that, I'm not taking...
That right there is a 50-50 dog. That's your battle cross.
Exactly.
Battle dog.
That's battle dogs. That's right.
You can see it in the pedigree.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a 50-50 dog.
That's right. That's right. He didn't have a bunch of them. He didn't have a bunch of them rope of him.
Really had a chance. I know I see a couple of his kids in the SDJ. You know, one. You know what I mean? But you didn't really hear much because you know he wasn't around.
Remember we had that daughter. You remember we had that daughter.
As a stud. You know what I mean?
Yeah, remember he had that daughter that Deep South and them knocked off. She was going for her grand championship. I cannot remember her name. But Mallory, that's right, Mallory. It was Mallory. Yes. Boy, we went way over the border to eat that one up. Boy, was he sick.
You're never gonna know if he really produced or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's true.
Hey, you got to look at his kids and did his kids produce? You know what I mean?
Right.
He's got good dogs behind him where they were ROM dogs. A lot of that line and both sides of that cross, you got producers.
Okay, now we on Noriega. You know, everybody can holler the Mayday stuff. You gotta remember, let's talk about the bottom side. Chico, that bottom side was okay, man. I liked the bottom. The yellow Jocko cross at the bottom. Noriega?
Yeah. Yeah, that double Toro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that's that battle cross right there. All that Jocko. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to point out a couple things about Noriega for some guys that don't be paying attention. You know what I mean? They Bam Bam. Nigga, little brother, he was bad as hell.
Yeah, that right there to me is basically 3/4 Red Boy Jocko dog with a little bit of tombstone in there.
Yes, sir.
And
he had the right crosses in him, though. He had the right crosses in him. You know, it's the consistency of the way they made that breed. Look, rack 1, you got grand champion. Rack 2, you got grand champion. Rack 3, you got top Yellow John, Miss Jocko, and then you got STP Toro, definitely Yellow John and Yellow John and Jocko on the bottom. You know what I mean? But when you look at it, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Double Red Boy to the double Jocko. Right?
That's right.
Andy was out of Jocko to Apples, I'm pretty sure. Brothers sister breeding.
That's right. Now, it's the consistency of the breeding. And each one of the dogs are, and these are good dogs. I can't even call them great dogs because we're talking about them. They had good pedigrees. The pedigrees, you can't deny the pedigrees. Jigga was bred to do what he did. Ajax was bred to do what he did. Now, bred to do what he did. Champion Richard, I didn't have a chance to pull him up, but Champion Richard was bred to do what he did. A hell of a dog there. Virgil?
I agree.
I just think
he was double cheese. He was what? Full cheese and sugar booger, which was Jughead's littermate sister.
Now I'm gonna put right.
Amgy.
Now I'm gonna make him laugh and prove a point there now, cause Virgil wasn't bred worth for shit. I'd have been gave up on his cross. Now he had that loner dog in there, and that's probably the only thing that really saved that cross. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care what they said.
But I believe that there was a lot of shit with Virgil. I mean, I can't. You can't really certify his wins that they're always cheating. I mean, the man had the cheating game down pat now, and he knew he was cheating. That's the funny thing. But guess what?
You know how that dog was bred, man. They don't do. That's like Grand Champion Punk. You know what I mean? They give me. They don't. I think they got Virgil like a swap meet or some shit.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's what it did.
So how do they know how he's bred?
They did. You know how it go. I mean, you got a man that's walking in there with. Look, you got a man walking into a match. A match
they all
cheating.
They're like Earl Tudor or something, man.
Right.
Corvino.
Now, Meister, he was bred pretty good. He was another snooty dog.
Yo, he threw some hella dogs. I do not, listen, I give credit where credit is due, and let me tell you something, man. Even if that dog did rub Meister, he threw some fucking hell of a dogs, man. A lot of people were winning. I look at it like this, man. If Gambler came out and had all these dogs off of Virgil and making them champions, then I'd be like, things that they say, But if you look at Virgil, a lot of his dogs were other camps. A lot of them were other camps, man. They've been good with them dogs, man. I don't play or hate on them, man, but I'll tell you the truth, man. I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm from New York. I tell it like it is. They rubbed Meister. I don't care how good he produced.
Right.
They rubbed his ass and got away with it. That's almost like where they say that the biggest heist and all that. That was like one of the biggest heists in the game. It's that dog right there. If you go back even 30 years, that dog and Beeline are the two biggest things in the past 30 years.
That's right.
That's some bullshit, man.
That's right. They gave the game a black eye. They held it. They did. Beeline Yes, they did. They made the game really a shitty game. Beeline, they got nothing. They got caught out on theirs though. You know, yeah. You know they
People looked at. Think about it. When people looked at that, they knew that they rubbed Meister, and they got away with it. So other people like, fuck it, he getting away with it. We gonna try that shit.
Right.
We going for 100 stacks. Are you kidding me? 100 stacks. Motherfuckers be willing to do anything for 100 stacks, man. You know what, man? You don't even understand the people I know what they would do for 100 stacks. And I guarantee you would. Well, you might not, Twin, because Marines. But I could tell some stories where a lot of people might throw up if they don't have a good stomach. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Twin, man. I had to be crazy to be in fucking 1-8, 1st Battalion, 8th Marines. You know, if you last in the 1-8, you gotta be crazy.
Damn right.
I ran sniper.
I told my twin brother he ran sniper. He was a sniper. And he was down over there in Camp Lejeune, but they didn't have him out there at French Creek. They had him out there at the front.
Yes, sir.
At headquarters.
They had him over there at headquarters, man. But that 1-8, I told you, y'all was a handful, man. So your attitude and your way of calling is more like mine. You know what I'm saying? The expectations that you asked for out of your dogs. I'm glad when you came on, the relationship between what I was saying and the way you brought it in, based on the way, a lot of things touch base with you, for you to project that back out to the guys. Very important that you did that, man. I'm going to give a salute to you, and salute to you and Jigga for being the first dogs featured on our show. I think it was an honor to have you on the show with Jigga. I don't think enough people knew about Jigga, and it's time for Jigga to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So many of these great dogs that we don't talk about.
It's my honor, man, to be honest with you. I'm glad you asked because, like you just said, a lot of people never even really heard of Jigga. You know what I mean? A lot of people that did hear of Jigga, they wasn't going into Jigga, man. They was scared of Jigga. I'll tell you right here, this is what Paper Chase, this is what we always used to say when we put Jigga down. It was either three things was going to happen. You was either going to pick up, you was going to quit, or you was going to die. That was the three things. Every time they put Jigga down, and when we put Jigga down, that's exactly what we said. We told the dude, you're going to either pick up, you're going to quit, or you're going to die. And Jigga made them all die. Every single one of them. He did, man, I can't even count them all. There's at least damn 12, 13, 14, somewhere around there.
They said, I heard, somebody told me.
All the way up until he was 7 years old.
That's what they said. They said, somebody told me there ain't never been a dog that was put on Jigga to live to talk about it.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Somebody told me that Jigga, there's not a dog out there that was put on Jigga that lived.
No, yeah, they're all gone.
Wow. That is something to talk about, man.
They're all, every single one of them gone. Even when he was a little puppy, man. Even when he was like 7, 8 months, all three of them gone. Grown dogs, gone. Everyone that's been in front of them is gone.
Wow.
And we're talking like when we got him from Twin. Like I said, D took him down to Nabalucci's. He had a Mayday dog. He went right in the back end, killed that dog. 10 minutes. And that's when we were like, hey, man, we got this motherfucker.
Wow, 10 minutes? He didn't get the Mayday chance to start, did he? Shit.
So the way I looked at it, we tried to get with work because, my man, Shady Days got in trouble. He had to go on vacation. And basically, his last thing, that we did coaches against Bear. So I wanted to work Kennels. You know what I'm saying? And they were trying to call Wiley out. And Wiley went when he was like 5.5. You know what I mean? He was done. So they were calling him out. So you know what? When we got Jigga, we called them up. But they ended up sending strictly business. But we'd have loved to do that shit to work Kennels.
Wow.
And they were there.
Who was that trying to put on Jigga? It wasn't Dozer, was it?
Say that again?
Say what they were trying to use on Jigga.
Nah, Jigga was like a 47.
Oh, okay. Those was a big boy. Yeah, he was yellow bug size. But that was Buster. Was it Dozer or Buster? Yeah.
What's the name? I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. I couldn't even tell you. But I was trying to leave off, you know, where we had left off. I was trying to start my shit basically where I had left off with Cochise beating Champion Bear, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that was my man, you know what I mean? Shady Days is the one that got me started in it.
Now, Cochise beat Bear, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, Cochise was a bad dog, man. People, he was a little, you know, everybody wasn't convinced. You know what I mean? So what do you think that, right?
You should not be convinced.
No, cause you know you had them rough ass killers with them boys, dogs. You know you take them to the woods. You know they don't never seem to win. So a lot of people was like up in the air with Cochise. You know, I was up in the air with him because I was gonna bring Cochise into my dogs. I like the Cochise. You know what I mean? But you know, I mean, Ron, Mr. Newman told me, he said, "Hey, look here, man. Do you know I go through so many dogs to get one good dog." I refereed a lot of his matches, and I'm gonna tell you, man, he didn't have a great record. You understand what I'm saying, bro? Ron John didn't have a great record, but when he had one that could win, it was hard to beat. It was hard to beat. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it came out of his mouth to me, twin. You would not believe how many dogs I got to go through to get one good dog. With this Boyle shit is what he said. He said it just like that too, with this Boyle shit. But he rolled it out. He rolled it out. Now, my question is to you: if there was anything that you had a chance to do over, what would it be?
If I had a chance to do what over? A dog or?
I mean, there's something with your life in the game. If you had a chance to do something over, what would it be? Would it be getting Jigga and going for his grand championship? If you could have in his later years, instead of waiting on his later years, I mean, God, the dog was 7 years old when he finally became a champion. That dog could have been a grand champion easily.
Yeah, he could have easily done that. If he was done right, yeah, he could have easily made grand champion all day.
Right, and that's the point.
47, he'd have killed all of them. And like I said, him, Norty, and Ajax, that'd be a hell of a fight. And to be honest with you, I would do it. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time, I'll put the same thing, 45 minutes or less, one way or another. One of them's going to die.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe both of them like that. Maybe both of them. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to do, if I got a chance to do it over, and I had the money, and I would have like where I had a good yard. If I could get a good yard back in the day, I mean, like, you know, a really good one going, boy, people would have been in trouble. Woo, they'd have been in trouble, boy. So really, that's the only thing I could say. Everything else, you know what I mean? I have no regrets or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just wish I had where I have more money where I could have a bigger yard. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. Well, I got Jigga back up on the screen, y'all. And like I said, this is our inaugural event. Every week, we're going to feature a dog, guys. This is where it goes. This is where we're going to do this. Every week, we're going to feature a champion, a story. And at the end of the month, we're going to vote on who's the dog of the month. I got my first inaugural dog, everybody. Y'all remember Jigga. Remember Snipe. Get a dog his due respect, because this is one of them untold stories about a great dog. I say he's an untold story. When I heard the story about Jigga, Jigga became my inaugural dog because he deserved it. I don't know you like that, do I, Sniper? He's a Marine.
Say that?
I said, I don't know you like that to take you to be favoritism, do I?
No.
None at all. You told me a story, and I told you I wanted to do a story on Jigga, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you hear that, people? You hear that? So we're going to be fair with this, and we're going to be real with this. Yes, not President Marine, but hey, Marines don't roll on each other like that. I'm going to let y'all know now. We don't do that. We going to keep it real. Y'all might not like it, but we're going to keep it real. And
Yeah,
I am telling you.
That's what it's about, keeping it real. It really is. And to answer Earl Williams, he beat Strictly Business in 20 minutes, killed him in the box. Beat Don Bro in 42 minutes, killed him in the box. Then we went to Latin Connection and killed his dog in the box under 45 minutes. And he was a Captain America dog. And that year, Latin Connect was Dogman of the Year. Latin Connect was like 34-4 or something, 35-4 that year. They got Dogman of the Year. I wasn't on the 35 side. I was on the 4 side because I beat him. I didn't lose to Raul that year.
Wow.
So, and if he scratched for me, I'm going to scratch for him. I took him down there to Chico's at the Tri-State after he was champion. Sammy was there. There was like 2 other champions. I brought him right in. Jigga got first place. So I know I could say he's actually show and go. Okay? He beat the other champions out. Show and go. Okay?
No, I got somebody on here asking who.
He did it in the box and the show ring.
Hey, I got somebody on here asking what dog man did Jigga beat. I don't even want to address that question. The reason why I'm not trying to address the question, my man, because the man just sat here and gave you 3 shows of Jigga. He even told you the people he went into. Top dog man, all 3 of them.
I told you the dogs that ducked him. I told you the dogs, Sammy the Arab. I walked in there, I said there can only be one. Like Highlander, the movie Highlander. He wouldn't do it, bro. He would not do ninja with Jigga. And I said there can only be one champ in New York, and he wouldn't do it. Now, Bones from Vietnam, he probably would have did it. But we couldn't get in touch with Bones, man. And Sammy would not do it. He would not do it. And like I said, Destroyer, we wanted to go against Destroyer, and they said come to Puerto Rico, and that wasn't happening because we didn't have anybody to stay with them afterwards. So, but the thing about that is, Destroyer came to New York for his grand championship. He came to New York and fought some dog. Did anybody even put that in the chat, Twin? Did anybody come up with that dog's name that I said like an hour ago? What dog did Grand Champion Destroyer beat for his grand championship? I guarantee you nobody can tell me. Nobody. Because it was a nobody dog. He basically dubbed Jigga. So there you go. I told PR Fugitive and I told Sammy the A-Rap, 10K, you're going to be dead in 45 minutes or less. 10K, besides the bet. And they would not go for it. So I don't know how else to tell you. The dog would have beat any champion, grand champion that we put in front of him. But they were all fair.
Well, I can
100. That's fact.
I can tell you like this, my friend. I can relate to that because, you know, when somebody say it was hard for us to get a match, you know what I'm saying? It was hard for people to believe that because of pride. See, I understand what you're coming from. I got to go and wait 7 years to make a great dog a champion. This 7 years, dog 7 years old, come on. That's like Mr. Green. Didn't nobody believe Mr. Green when Mr. Green said he got blackballed. Didn't nobody believe me when I was saying, hey, look, man, we started off on a nice run, but it sure got hard. We had to sneak people. We started giving out the Kennel name. All we giving up is weights. We giving up weights. That's all we doing. We didn't even like communicating with the people we're going to because we didn't want them to figure out it was us. Because as soon as we figure out who they're going into, look, we went into one match, man, and the people, they got mad. When they saw it was us, they got mad and ready to kill the nigga, ready to kill the dude at his own house, man, talking about he set him up.
Damn.
So I clearly understand what you're saying. Clearly understand what you're saying, man.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times to me.
And for all you other people that as I tell this story, believe me.
Yeah, I've been to matches with Strictly Business. We were hooked into Strictly in that first one. We did a bit of work. And, well, Mike did show up, but he showed up and Strictly Business had the dog. I'm glad they did. You know what I mean? Because we smashed them. That Chino dog was compared to Jigga.
And see, that's not an easy. Look, man, I was trying to explain to these guys, man, that when dog man say that it is not easy, it's not easy. And for y'all in this new timing here, this new day and age, they either gonna bet you out the door. They can't stand out in front of you and say, "Come down to my level," where you know, cause I ain't rich. Come down to my level if you really believe that shit can beat my shit. You know, don't stay at an area that I can't touch. You know what I mean? Unless you got a backing, unless you got a group. See, my thing was, I was always a part of everybody else's group. And when it went down to my turn, everybody became part of my group. So I could reach out to them crazy numbers because I had a following with me. Just like Sydney had a following with him, Deep South had a following with him. You know, I tell you, I went everywhere with these guys. Mile had a following with him. You know why? Because I'm a betting man. I'm going with the big boys. I'm going to go back with them because I believe in them. I believe in you. If I was out there with Jigga and I seen what Twin said, remember, see, Twin ain't here. See, he's the sweet part of this because he's like the chef.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all two together is like Stocky and Hutch to me. You know what I mean? Got Wild Jew, and you got this laid back dude, smart as hell. You know what I mean? That's the kind of guy I want to run with. You know what I'm saying? Remember, once I walk on your yard, I give you too much respect to ever try to take $1 from you. I wasn't going to on you than take and put one on you and lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely been a pleasure to have you here tonight, bro. I want, hey, fellas, I want that salute. People in the room, give me a salute. I want to give me a salute for Jigga. Give me a salute for Paper Chase and Snipe. I need y'all to do that for me, man, before we change this thing up and move on. I'm going to put his picture back up here, and it's going to stay up here until I see what I want.
Okay, hey, can I scratch one more time?
Yes, you can. Help yourself. What's your show today?
You know me, Twin. You know I'll be scratching, boy. I scratch till what time? 3 in the morning?
3 in the morning. Look, go in town, Snipe. I know you going to tell them. Go ahead.
Hey, listen, J&T are great people from Strictly Business. I broke bread with them. I've been at their place, everything, man. I had no clue that they was coming that night, okay? What got me was Jigga kills their dog, and King Carpenter is the ref. We even let them ref. That's their boy. And they made us fight a dead dog for 15 minutes. Now, J&T could have easily said, you know what, Snipe, you're right, bro. He's dead. Break him off. He scratches, he wins. Because the scratch was on us. That's all we had. That was fair, you know what I mean? But they made us fight a dead dog for 15 minutes. And like I said, if we're going up, now that you're telling me we're going up against all these other dogs for the month or whatever, hey, this dog, like I said, they thought he was going to walk off. He scratched into that dead dog, and then I said, fuck what you heard. Courtesy the dog, and we courtesy fucking Jigga. He scratched twice into that Strictly Business dead dog. So right there, I don't know how many dogs after this story, what this dog's done, the big dogs wouldn't fight him. So he didn't get a chance to show that he would kill the big dog. But the dogs he did fight were all top 8 kennels, every That's the killer. There you go, fellas. There's your first killer of the month, Clint.
That's my first killer of the month right there. That's right. My inaugural. I'm staying with that. I'm riding with you, baby. I'm riding with you. Hey, 330. 330. 330, salute. Salute my man. I need y'all to salute my man. Stand up behind me, baby. You know how we do this. We ride together. Man, I really appreciate you showing me love, man, and coming on this show, man.
Once in a lifetime dog. Salute, guys.
Salute.
Thank you for coming to the chat, man. Clint has a lot of knowledge, and I'm glad you guys listen to him, man, because he's one of them guys that you can feel it in his heart, guys. He wants to help people. That's what he's about. He likes to help people. So he has a lot of great knowledge. It's a great show, and you guys need to listen up, and you'll learn something. That's what a lot of old timers told me. Don't talk so much, just listen. And believe me, you'll get a lot farther listening than talking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Simplify, baby. Simplify, baby. That's right. That's the 1-8, y'all. 1-8. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Google it. Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
Give him the cadence and everything.
Right. Google the 1-8 in the Marines, okay? You'll see what I'm talking about.
Hey, does this sound like 3rd Battalion?
Swamp duty, baby. Swamp duty, baby. Swamp duty.
That's 3rd Battalion, baby. That's 3rd Battalion.
3048, baby. 3048. 3048.
I was 3092.
Hey.
Shit is Full Metal Jacket. Go look it up. On their flag was 3092. I get to Paris Island, my platoon is 3092. I was like, God, wow. This is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
You in 3rd Battalion, you back in a very dangerous hole, bro. Anybody, Marine that come out of 3rd Battalion off of that goddamn Paris Island are a little different than all the other Marines.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. It's the best battalion out there.
Yes, sir.
It's the 3rd Battalion.
Yes, sir. I represent 3048, baby.
It's the 3rd. It's the Holy Trinity, baby. It's the Holy Trinity.
That's right. That's it. Hey, everybody, look here. We ain't doing no 3-4 hours tonight. I think pro game is still on. I'll slide over there and listen to them. I want y'all to continue sliding over those who didn't make it tonight. It'll be out there for you to check on. Hey, guys, look, I need your help. I need your support. If you got somebody out there that deserves to be heard, bring them. I got my number out there. That number is out there. That number is good. If you see it, read it, use it. You got a story you want to put out? Call me. You got a champion out there. Just like Snipe. Did nobody know how good you was? Guess what? I did. Guess how I knew? I had to find him. The man had a great story, and he seen a lot of, look, we had a historical moment here tonight, guys. We had 3 of the biggest shows. 3 of the biggest shows. And we had a good historical account of them shows. Come on, you can't get better than that. So we got to give this man salutes. I want him to be able to get up tomorrow morning after watching this show and going back down through there and making sure that, hey, y'all do that for me, man. Y'all do that for me because we got to show the real dog man the real love, man. We got to give the dog man their props. We got to give the dog man their props.
God bless you, twin. God bless you, man.
Hey, man, it's been a pleasure, man. I owe you one, but you got one more, baby. Next month, man. Next month, we ain't done with you. You got to come in, baby. We got Happy Wiley coming, man. Y'all, yeah, he ain't done. He's not done.
Hey, I had a blast, man. I'll definitely come back.
Well, I really appreciate it, man. Hey, man, look here, man. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Snipe. Good job, bro. You did a good job, man. I want to thank you.
Represent, baby.
Represent, baby. Simplify.
Hey, All right, God bless everybody, man. Everybody in chat, God bless. Head over to Pro and Game. That's our boy.
That's right. We'll be heading over there taking to see what he up to, y'all.
Hey, man, God bless.
Hey, man. Hey, guys. Good job, man. He did a good job. I really appreciate what he did, man. Thank you, guys. I've seen all the good stuff y'all putting in there, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know what I mean? We got more of this coming, man.
Thanks, fellas. Everybody who came to the show, look to see you Tuesday night. Talk shit Tuesday.
Look at man. Let me do this, man. Pay attention. Remember what I said. You got my number. You got somebody that need to be heard. You got my number. You need some questions you need to ask. You got my number. But remember one thing, fellas, and always remember this. You got to scratch to win. That's the only way it is to be real in this game. If you believe in your shit to your heart, scratch to win. Love you, man.
Tuesday.
Till Tuesday, baby. Tuesday.
We gonna be like Talk Shit Tuesday.